Hi guys, welcome. It's your boy Sekani in the building and I'm so glad to have you. If this is your first time, please click on the subscribe button. But today we are going to have a great time because it's a special video. For the very first time, we're having a guest in the house. And okay, by way of introduction, the guest is my friend and she is an accountant by profession. A very good one because she works in one of the big four, and actually she has worked in two of the big fours, okay? And so we will be talking about how to prepare for tests and interviews. And so now I want to present to you our guest for today, and it's no other person but Zainab.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me, Sekani.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we are all glad to have you in the house today. And today we'll be talking about how to prepare for tests and interviews. So very quickly, Zainab has probably been in, well, not so many interviews I guess, but at least really great interviews that are interviews and recruitment processes that has a lot of stages, which I think are important to people who are looking for jobs. Because if you want to get into any big four, at least I have like a taste of that kind of experience. You have to go through all the online tests, written tests, interviews, the assessment center and things like that. And so Zainab, I just want you to give me like some things like you want to say about that experience going from like the first stage to like the end of that.
Okay, so as I said, there are like different stages for different firms, but we have two that are peculiar to all firms, which is the test and the interview stage. No matter what, every firm will have a test and every firm will have an interview stage. So for both, you want to gather as much information as possible. Information is important. Information will help you strategize on how to prepare for the test. Most times you might be on another job. When I applied for the second Big Four, I was on the first Big Four and I was busy, of course, so it was all about information I could gather and strategy for me. So you for the test, you want to know. You want to have past questions, of course. You want to say if they have any past questions, if past questions are available. You want to know how many sections are in the test. You want to know the kind of sessions. You want to know which one you're good at and which one you're not so good at. I mean, I don't like GMAT. It is hard. I feel like even if I had the best of calculators, I still wouldn't say.
Yeah. Like it's a lot.
So I mean, I prefer the verbal section of things because it's easier to follow a pattern and just understand. So yes, you want to know the sections. You want to know if you're allowed to use calculator or not. You want to know, if you want to practice, like, oh, how many minutes do I have? How fast can I be with or without the calculator?
Yeah, and I think sorry to cut you, but I think that's where like having a good network comes in. Because if you are going to be getting all of this information, you probably won't just get them like out there like that. You probably need to know someone there or have other people who are preparing for the same test, or probably be on a forum or a platform where all this kind of information are passed. Yeah, so you really need like a good networking skill, and we already talked about networking in the previous video. So networking is really something you need to be able to get a good job actually, or to be able to come out in any test or interview successfully. Another thing I think is really important in all of this process, apart from just getting a lot of information and stuff like that, I think also practice is something that helps you in ways that prepares you better for the interview or for the test. I think you have something to say about that.
That's why I mentioned that's why I mentioned why you have to know the sections in the test, so you know how to prepare. You know what, for example, if there is a synonym and antonym section in the test. How many words do you really want to learn in the dictionary? Like how far can you go with that? Like yes, there is, but still you can't possibly learn all the words in the dictionary. So for that, you want to slow down on the practice. I feel like there's really not much you can do. Unlike unlike a GMAT session where okay, the questions can be similar, and if you practice, you get the same similarly worded questions. Or you have all these reasoning questions where they tell you, oh, so is taller than so. Maybe Bolu is taller than Shola, but Shola is shorter than this. Who is the second tallest? I hate those questions.
Yeah,
I mean, by the second premise, by the time you twist it and say, but someone is shorter, you've been mentioning taller, but now you're mentioning, like, no.
Okay, let me just give them like a very quick tip on that. Okay, so I don't know how she passed her test, but if you ask me, I think the best way to get successful in those type of questions is to actually write them down. When they say someone is shorter, you just need to like arrange them in systematic order.
Yes, and also
you come up with the
practice
answer.
helps.
Yeah.
So they tend to come in a certain pattern. If you practice enough, you understand the pattern, and you, especially the verbal parts where they ask you what is the most correct answer. They give you a passage and say, okay, what's the most true or something like that. Like those questions, when you practice a lot, they come in a certain pattern, and so you are used to the pattern.
It's easier. It's way easier after you have practiced.
No one is going to repeat the same question word for word for you, but those questions are the pattern, and if you practice, you get the pattern.
Okay, so that's where having the right materials come in. That's where preparing and practicing with the right materials come in. But actually, one of the goals of this video is to actually show you that, you know, this whole like getting a job and going through tests and interviews are somewhat overrated, because when you hear people talk about it, some people feel like, oh, is this something I can do? I can tell you, like, it's something you can do. Like from my experience, and I'm happy and I'm glad that I'm not the only one here.
Yeah.
I know Zainab, like Zainab is my friend. I know the time she did the second test for the second Big Four where she currently works, she didn't have all the time.
Honestly.
She didn't have all the time, and so it's not like the practice was like.
Let me say this. I had no experience. I had no prior experience writing any test.
Yeah.
I mean, it was of course it was during NYSA, and I was applying to a lot of places, and I think this particular test was the second one or the third one. So it wasn't a very, I think I had written 2 online tests, and this is like the first physical test. So I really didn't have much.
So the truth is, like, anybody can actually come out tops. I think especially for multinationals and for big companies that do all these long recruitment processes and a lot of tests and interviews, the truth is, at the end of the day, what they need are people who are cognitively smart, people who answer questions fast, and people who actually are willing to go out of themselves, practice, and then, you know, just do this exam as it is. And now we're going to be talking about interviews. Yes, because interviews are another point where I feel like a lot of people have some struggle and some challenges, because people sometimes don't know what to expect or how to prepare. And really, like, I made an earlier video saying that interviews are overrated, because not every interview is like cast in stone. Like, everybody has different experiences with interview, and Zainab has this really peculiar story of the fact that having to do a lot of, like, we call it bobo, having to do like a lot of sweet talks and, you know, things like that is not always necessary, and I want her to actually share her experience and talk about it, really. So
yes.
Zainab.
So this particular interview was like, I feel like my first major interview. It wasn't the first one, but it was like the first major interview. So I was worried. I was like, what questions would they ask? What will I see? And of course, I asked my friends, I asked people that had done those interviews before, because like I said, every firm is similar.
Yeah,
so they told me, okay, aside the normal, tell us about yourself, what are you, like, what makes you think you're good for this job, what do you know about the company questions, they ask this scenario-based questions, where it could be anything. It could be, tell us about your time you lost money, tell us about your time, something. It could literally be anything. And this is where Bobo comes in, because you're not certain you have those experiences. They could ask you anything. Some of the ones they might ask you might not even have any experience there, and then you have to come up with a backstory
that you probably didn't have before.
So I had a list of questions, and I was preparing a backstory for them. Some I had the experience, although some I just didn't think it was what they wanted to hear. So I had to just kind of frame it in a way that makes it sound like that's what they want to hear. Like, when they tell you, oh, tell us about a time you led a team, and you know that you worked as a cop and you were just a bloody intern. Like, so how do you spin that story? How do you make that little thing you did on Excel sound like you led a
really
team?
big stuff.
Yes, so you just have to sit down and think. I had a friend that was coaching me through these things, and he was just like, just no matter how little, just say it. And I'm like, but this guy, I just press Control S in Excel. Oh, I don't understand what you mean by I should embellish it and things like that. So so for me, that's where the bobo comes in. Really, for things you don't have at all, for things that you've never experienced at all. But you see those experiences you've actually had, you don't need to bobo. Just tell them. Okay, for example, I feel like it's two ways. It is one, a situation where you are applying for a related job. It is easier that way, and I say this, it was easier for me because I was going from one paper to another. I just had to tell them what I already know and make them understand and say, I know what I'm doing. I've worked in a similar firm, and I'm trying to bring the same experience, the same knowledge, and I'm trying to convince you that, okay, you don't have to train me that much. I already know what I'm doing. Even though,
and Zainab is certified, actually.
Yeah, it's not 100%. So I did my ICANN in school, so
that's
I'm
great.
chartered already. So that went a long way in
to help.
So so you want to look at your qualifications, what you already have. I have friends who are engineers that are also trying to get in the Big Four. We know the Big Four is a consulting firm, and majorly we want accountants. But engineers apply, and they take engineers. So if you're applying as an engineer, for example, what have you learned in school? What is that experience that you have? You have to sell yourself, no matter how little.
Exactly.
You just have to sell yourself.
Exactly.
One peculiar question they will definitely ask you is, why accounting? Why not engineering? That's where you have to come up with something.
Okay.
You just have to come up with something. It doesn't have to be full bobo, but I'd say it. Don't let it be full bobo. Take that little experience you've had and embellish it to what you think you want to do.
I think for me, I've had such experiences a lot. Why? Because I studied agric in school. I studied animal sciences, and I've had to have interviews in other sectors, going from finance to even accounting. Because currently I work as a client sales manager, and that is like way beyond what I actually studied in school, okay? But like she said, one very important question you always get when you are switching paths is this: why this? Why are you coming here? And that is where you need to tell a good story. And you see, going for an interview, you need to be able to represent the things you've done, the little things like being a president of probably a CDS group like I was, or something little actually for granted.
Is too little. That was the same problem I had. I was like, no, I don't really have anything. I don't like, it's not worth it. It's not worth telling them. But that is where the bobo now. Don't start the bobo from the beginning.
Yeah, just like an icing on the cake. Yeah.
Start with the little.
You need like an original story.
You need an original story, because
definitely
you tend to flop when the old thing is a bobo. I know some people are good salesmen. I feel like this guy is a sales guy, and I feel like he will be able to sell any story from the scratch. But people
I don't know.
like me, I have no poker face. I feel if I'm trying to bobo, I would definitely just flop. So it has to be real in some way to me. It has to be something I've experienced.
Yeah, I think even if you haven't experienced it, you can actually link similar experiences.
Yes.
You don't have to have actually led like a proper corporate team, because this could actually be your first job. So
and they know this.
So how could you have led a team?
These people know you don't have to have a perfect experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes they know you're lying. But I feel like, let me tell you, I feel like interviews are scripted. Like, they look at you, they look at your CV. Oh, you're studying engineering. Definitely, we have to ask them why accounting.
Exactly. Because these guys,
scripted.
they're like normal guys.
If has an experience in another Big Four, they definitely have to ask you, why are you coming to this Big Four?
Exactly.
It is scripted.
So
look at your situation.
You need to also like be in the mind of your interviewer, kind of.
Yes.
You need to have actually been in their mind, like sit on their own side of the table and like and like say, oh, what is this person expecting, and how do you like present yourself in that light such that you are the best candidate for this position. And I believe that is a whole lot of skill you have to learn that will ease off all the struggle of interviews or coming before judges and stuff like that. Alright, so rounding up, I'm just going to like list out some of the major things we've talked about, and if there's anything to add, we'll just add it like that. I believe you've gotten something out of all of this, because this is actually unscripted, and we just actually wanted to share, because I'm very sure, like me,
all different plans.
Exactly, because like me, I have friends like who go for interviews and stuff, and when I hear all the stories, I just feel like, come on guys, these things are overrated. They are not so much. So first of all, starting from the test, first of all, you need to gather a lot of information, a lot of relevant information.
Yes.
You need to have all this information at your fingertips, and I believe that is where good network comes in. You need to network well with other people in that space, other people who need that job, other people who are probably in that organization where you are trying to go to, just so you have the edge, just so you know the type of questions to prepare for, the kind of sections that are in those questions and things like that. And then you have to practice. One way or the other, you just have to practice these things so that you can get better at them. And then when we come into interviews, you need to know how to sell yourself. You need to know how to tell your story in a way where another person wants to listen, irrespective of how little it is.
Yes.
And that's where, embellishing your stories, irrespective of how small.
We're going to scratch that bobo narrative.
Yeah.
Just say you're using your own experience.
Yeah.
You're just adding a little to it. But it's like making pizza. The dough is your experience.
Yeah, and
all the toppings.
You put all of these toppings. Yeah.
Can your pizza exist without the dough? No. So you have to.
So there has to be some originality.
Yes, originality
behind
in
your whole story,
yes.
irrespective of what you're talking about. So just make sure that when you talk, you sell yourself and make sure that you come out as the best candidate, alright? And I hope this video has been helpful to you. I want to thank Zainab for coming on set, even though...
Welcome! Even though I had other plans.
So I'm very sure that we really had a great time. And
yes,
thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next video, and please subscribe. Click on the subscribe button on the post notification down, and so that you get more videos. Kindly share and drop your comments below. Thank you so much, and catch you in the next video. Bye. Peace out.